everyone. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of DBE. I am Nipun Arora and I welcome you to the next episode of the Alumni Spotlight 1.0, where we talk to our esteemed alumni about their experiences and corporate journey after completing their MBA from DBE. Today we have with us Akrati ma'am, who is currently working as an assistant manager at Citibank. She was a part of the batch of 2019. We are extremely happy to have you here today. How have you been doing, ma'am?
Thank you. I'm all very good. How are you?
Absolutely fine, ma'am.
That's great.
So let's begin with our conversation, wherein I'll be putting forth some questions that the current batch would like you to address.
Sure.
So let's start with the first question. How the evolution of technology has helped in simplifying the operations, specifically in the banking sector?
Okay. I've been working in the banking industry for, past 2.5 years. And I think so technology has played the massive role of going from a traditional banking to, leveraging the data which bank collects in behalf of the customers. So you talk about any industry, being it apparel, marketing, being it, customer interactive, you will have a lot of data. So simply banks also have a lot of data which cannot be contained in the basic technology of Excel. So we are moving to higher technologies of Teradata, big Hadoop data, where we can store so many transactions, so many records of the customers, and use that data accordingly to have the risk insights for the bank. To evolve your banking products, financial products, which are offering to the customers. So that is where the technology has immensely, changed the banking sector. If you go for a banking job right now, you should have finance knowledge, risk knowledge, but the skills they are looking for is the coding also, the SAS, SQL, and now the Python is becoming the new face, and we are even having AI ML in the banking sector. So I would say that it has completely revolutionized. You are going into neural networks, you're using random forest to have banking insights, risk insights for your data, because the data has become huge. And to handle that, you have to have a very clean and very sophisticated technology. You cannot use it just by the basic tools. The people who are wanting to become a part of banking industry have to maintain a balance between both the knowledge of finance as well as the knowledge of the skills that it requires.
That's actually very insightful, yeah. So moving on to the next question. According to you, what are the top required skills for finance job aspirants?
Again, coming back to the finance job aspirants, see, finance, when you talk about finance, when you talk about banking industry, it's a very big thing. As a bank bank is not just basic traditional bank of lending and saving. It's not that. It has investment banking, it has wealth management, it has alternative asset management, derivatives, everything is there. So when you're going for a sector like so huge with so different services, you need to narrow down where you want to be a part, what you want to exactly do. Start with FRM, you can start with the risk courses, using data to take out the risk and insights from the data. So if you want to go that side, I would say start building up your skills on the analytical point of view. Use as our course is also very analytic, niche analytics, like it has that kind of integration. So use data to take insights, even if it's not about risk, anything. Even it's about talking about a country's GDP data and the unemployment data and taking out certain insights. So if you want to go that side, that is completely different. If you want to go to the accounting side, to the wealth management sides, or even the derivative sides, so that is, so choose the area you want to be a part of, and check. One of the best ways to develop the skills is look for the kind of jobs you want, and see what the skill requirement is there and match where you stand.
You have been working for almost 3 years. So how has your work profile evolved over this time period?
Okay. So as I was mentioning, in my undergraduate, I've done economic honors and then went on doing an MBA from DB, dual specializing in finance and analytics. So but I was not very close to the coding language, because obviously data requires certain part of coding, basic coding. So when I went to Barclays and got placed, I became a part of their risk information services. But SAS and SQL were the bread and butter there. So I had to learn. So that was one skill which added to my portfolio, was basic coding in terms of SAS and SQL, but that really started shaping my profile. I learned about the product which I was working with, that was credit card. What is the life cycle, credit life cycle of a credit card, and specific to the UK portfolio, as well as we were, our team was touching on Germany portfolio and the Barclaycards international part. So that started really shaping my understanding of the banking industry. In my MBA, we were always talking about the global financial crisis that we might have heard of 2008, but how that exactly impacted, how we changed the Basel norms, how IFRS 9 is an accounting standard which is used in the bank. So I became very close to that, and that was really adding to my knowledge of the banking in terms of uh, specific to the the UK part, but still Basel norms are a global standard. So that happened. Post that, I went on doing on FRM1. FRM1 really helped me in terms of recognition, but FRM1 has a lot of overlapping on what have we already done in MBA. So that I started, and then it evolved into climate. I started studying on climate change, how it impacts financial risk and opportunities, which is a one thing, big thing coming in the banking and the financing world. So I would advise everyone start reading about it and do that change. And now I'm placed in Citibank as a stress testing in CCAR. So now completely it has evolved from UK market to the US market. Now I'll be working with the US portfolio. CCAR is the comprehensive analysis of capital and that review of that same. And it's a stress testing. Stress testing is basically how the I'm specific to loan loss portfolio. So how my loan portfolio will perform under stress conditions. And stress conditions can be anything, like if the GDP of the economy is going down, even COVID-19 is a stress condition for the banks and the financing. So that is how it is changing. Risk has multiple stems. So I am going from information services of a credit card, now talking about the loan stress testing. That's how I'm still learning, evolving in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really good to know because I'm also planning to take finance and analytics as my major.
Okay.
So yeah, let's move to the next question. You already mentioned that analytics and data visualization is also taking a big part in finance now. So finance and analytics are now complementing each other. Is it like that?
To a certain level. See, if you need to take out any insight, because what you and as we are not the front office, obviously not the first line of defense, we are as a third or the second line of defense. If I had certain data and I want to make an insight out of it, any industry, you need to have technology. So if you so when it comes to interpreting your result, if there is a CCAR test or you do a regression analysis, interpreting that result is obviously theoretical, but building that model to have certain insights, will you have to use certain language, certain technology you will have to put in. So that comes in hand in hand when it comes to specifically to risk. Finance, they can be then again, finance have their different softwares, like camel analysis will have a different software totally. So that will have different, but certain technology you have to be a part of. But if you're looking at analytics plus any domain, data becomes a part. As soon as data becomes a part, coding becomes a part of it.
Okay, so let's move to the next question. How has DBE played an integral role in shaping your career?
DBE, I think so, has played the pivotal role in shaping my career, because the kind of education that DBE provided me, the first placement in Barclays, that first exposure was provided to me by DBE. And I would say DBE in terms of doing an MBA from is a very good choice, because the course curriculum is very specific, very properly maintained. It has the good faculty, and the readings are very sophisticated. If you talk about the specific readings of the econometrics and the specific subjects which will help you when you land in the corporate job, those are very specific. Secondly, it also give you time for self learning. I would say you can do certification courses and other courses with your course curriculum, so it is giving you that breathing space also of self learning and being a part of the the course curriculum as well. And the kind of placements are also good. So it really gives me a pivotal in the start. That start was given to me by DV, and the course curriculum is really good. If you really learn it, it's all what you need in the theoretical wise in the industry.
Yeah, so I can actually relate to it, because in these 8 months, I've also learned a lot, and I totally agree about the curriculum thing, that
Curriculum,
it's, yeah. So let's move to the last question for today. What's one advice you'd like to give to the current batches or the batches to come for their corporate journey that they'll commence in the near future?
Okay, so the advice, guys, I'll give you. So if you have come into DB, so go through the course curriculum and see what kind of placements the alumni have landed in, because only mostly the alumni, the kind of jobs have landed in, that are the traditional jobs coming your way. So go to the job descriptions and see if you which jobs you want to do in those things, and how you can build your skill according to that. So as I did my FRM one later, but if I would have started in my MBA days, I think so it would be easier, because the course curriculum was overlapping with my FRM one, and secondly I would have more time. So I got it late that I'll start managing the corporate job is a bit difficult. So if you are want to doing CFA or FRM, add any certification course, do it right now. Learning any coding language, start away right now, because this will help you. If you start early, it will help you back then. So if you want to go into Barclays, you want to go to Amex, start learning SAS and SQL, basics of it. Because if you even have a basic knowledge in interview, you will shine, you will be competitive, you will have edge. Because I remember giving my interview at Barclays and nobody had that much knowledge of SAS and SQL. If anybody would have said, yeah, SAS and SQL is what I know, they would have hired, I think so, because that is a need right now. So be I would say be have a competitive edge in whatever jobs you want to land in. So understand what alumni have gone into, what is their job description, what different types of, like people have also might have gone on RCSM and DE Shaw. So you want to go into derivative sites, investment side, read about it, understand, go even start with CFA level 1, do that. So right now you have time, you have a lot of time, because I know I have been through the same curriculum. It's not that heavy, you can prepare for your exams. And because prepare for exams, this is something overlapping. So if you're obviously doing it for an exam, you can do it for CFA as well. So it will help you both ways. Again, doing it after you have done your MBA and then starting with it again, you have to revise and do that. So I would say start early, pinpoint where you want to go, in which job, which company, list down the skill set and start building slowly. So that will help you.
That was quite insightful. So thank you so much, Akriti ma'am, for all the answers that you gave. I'm sure it will help all our viewers. Thank you for taking
Sure.
out time and sharing your experience with us.
Sure. So any questions, anything else, you can come back always. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you all for watching this video. We'll see you in the next episode of our YouTube series, The Alumni Spotlight. Do share it with someone who might benefit from it. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Nipun. Have a great day.